And welcome to Upon Further Review. I'm Josh Aubrey. Plenty to get to in this week's show. We had the Georgia Southern men and women both in action against Troy this past weekend. They both earned splits. The women were able to win a shootout against the number one team in the Sun Belt, scoring in the 90s there on Friday night. Turned around, weren't able to hang on to win that one, though they did put up a good fight. As for the men, they fell on Friday, but were able to rebound to win on Saturday, and they remain at 500 in the conference. Up next is going to be the rare Thursday-Saturday game that they play this year. The women hosting Georgia State on Thursday at 6 o'clock. The guys will be traveling to Atlanta to play Georgia State Thursday night, and then they'll swap it around. The men will come home and play on Saturday, while the women will then go to Atlanta to take on Georgia State on Saturday as well. As for our area high school basketball teams, some of them keep on rolling right along. The Statesboro Blue Devils were able to sweep a non-region series on the road at Northside Warner Robins this past Friday night. Statesboro remains undefeated on the girls' side, and they've already clinched the number one seed in the region tournament. The guys are currently in first place as well, one game up on Richmond Hill. They both have one big game left in the region. They'll be traveling to Brunswick coming up on Tuesday. As for the rest of our area teams, Southeast Bulloch continues to not play basketball until the region tournament. They're trying to decide where the boys are as far as the seeding goes for the upcoming tournament and when and where that will be played. As for the Bulloch Academy Gators, the girls have already clinched the region. It looks as though the guys will be coming in as the number 2 seed in the upcoming region tournament. They were wrapping things up on Monday night at Frederica. As we mentioned earlier, Tuesday, Statesboro wrapping up on the road at Brunswick. And as for the Portal Panthers, they're in a great position right now. They have won the region regular season for the Portal boys. They will be the number 1 seed in the upcoming tournament. They both wrap up the season on the road at home against Screven County coming up this week. All right, we have plenty of highlights to get to. We'll send you over to Statesboro for some games this past week. We'll also take you to Bulloch Academy and Portal, and also have some of the Georgia Southern highlights from this weekend as well.
The Medical Center Pharmacy on Grenade Street is proud to be your Health Mart pharmacy in Statesboro. The Medical Center Pharmacy, locally owned and serving this community for 50 years, is open 364 days a year. The pharmacists at Medical Center know there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. That's why they take the time to know their customers, explain their medications, and answer any questions. The Medical Center Pharmacy, your Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Well, the Georgia Southern men and women taking on Troy this past weekend, playing for the 3rd and 4th time. And the guys were able to sweep Troy at home. Troy was undefeated at home until the Georgia Southern men were able to knock them off on Saturday. As for the women, they were able to earn a split with the number 1 team in the Sun Belt, winning a shootout on Friday night and then coming up a little short on Saturday. Let's send you out for some of the highlights. The Georgia Southern Lady Eagles with their hands full against conference-leading Troy. The Lady Eagles coming out ready for the challenge. Simone James here in the first half with the three-pointer. The Trojans answer on the other end with Tia Johnson, 3 of her 17 points in the game. The Eagles staying hot outside as Eden Johnson buries the 3. The Eagles then inside. Subasa Nisbet, the putback here. Later, the nice look from Sarah Moore to Tatum Barber. The backdoor cut and lefty layup. Eagles by 2. The Trojans right back. Felmis Koronga, 2 of her 12 points. Moore later stepping outside, and she hits the long 2-pointer. 9 at the half, second half, the Eagles fight back. Johnson drains another 3 to cut the lead to 5. Later, tied at 59. Jasmine Robinson hits the three for the Trojans. The Eagles respond once again as Taryn Ward goes coast to coast, 2 of her 17 points in the game. The Eagles with 10 three-pointers, including this one from Maya Burns, who finished with 17 points as well. The hot night continues for Johnson, who was 4 for 5 from downtown. Johnson not done yet. She hits another. Give the Eagles the lead right here. Atiana Galden next with the off-balance shot. Georgia Southern up by 7, and Coach Howard able to celebrate a huge win. Eagles 96, Troy 91. Saturday, the annual Pink Out as the Eagles help raising funds for breast cancer and to bring awareness. As both teams looking pretty in pink. To the action on the court we go, and Galden for 3 off the glass. Troy responds with Taisha Moore on the other end. Galden then the step back long 2-pointer. Eagles by 2. Troy right back to tie it up on the layup here by Tia Johnson, who'd finished with 15 points. Back come the Eagles with Shondell Vickers. Vickers with a nice game as she finished with 17 points and 9 rebounds. Here the hoop and the foul. But the Trojans with the answer. Karanga, 2 of her 12 points. Taryn Ward would lead the Eagles with 20 points and 9 rebounds. Vickers next with the long 2 to cut the lead to 3. Ward continuing to show the range Statesboro fans saw when she was at Wayne County. Later the Eagles going inside to Sarah Moore for the tough shot here. Eden Johnson then on the break, the give and go with Barber. The Trojans continuing to answer. Jalea Dunlop, the hoop and the foul on the break. Janiyah Love Hill with the buzzer beater for the Eagles, but it wasn't enough though as they fall 92-83. As we mentioned in the top of the show, up next for the Georgia Southern men and women, it will be the Saturday matchup with Georgia State. Thursday, the women playing at home at 6 o'clock. The guys on the road in Atlanta against Georgia State. Then they'll swap things around on Saturday. The guys coming home to take on the Panthers. The women going on the road to take on Georgia State in Atlanta. All right, stay with us. High school action coming up next.
My Queensboro banker is Cheryl Quick.
Blanchard Equipment Company has 16 locations.
Queensboro has homegrown values just like us.
They get heavily involved in every community.
And that means strong customer service.
They've been around a long time, just like John Deere.
When you run across the bank like that, you stick with them.
I sure would like to own one of these John Deeres.
Well, we can sure make that happen.
Oh, well.
Queensboro is your community bank. Queensboro National Bank and Trust.
The Georgia Southern University store with 2 locations to serve you on the Georgia Southern campus in Statesboro and in Savannah. They have plenty of Eagle merchandise to keep you warm in the cooler weather. So don't forget to visit the University store in Statesboro and Savannah or shop online at gsustore.com. Plenty of area high school basketball going on this past week. Let's send you out for some highlights from over at Portal and from Bulloch Academy. Undefeated Claxton for first place in the region. Amir Jackson coming through with the hoop and the foul. But the Tigers would then go on a run and take a 13-4 lead. Javon Mangusho with the bucket and the foul, and then Micah Williams buries the corner three. The Panthers getting defensive help from Fred Spells. And then they'd go on a 15-2 run. Amir Jackson inside for two. Then Elijah Coleman penetrates for two of his game-high 23. More from Coleman as he goes baseline and gets the tough shot to fall. Then Coleman off the mark, but Fred Spells the putback jam. More from the Panthers. Wilkie Washington goes baseline. And next, it's Joseph Thomas from way downtown. Panthers by 6. Then Jackson with the long two. Thomas then the spinning bank shot as Portal will grab a 28-22 halftime lead. Second half, Shakiri Denson gives Claxton a 31-30 lead. But back come the Panthers. Spells off the mark. Jackson the putback. Then Coleman to Spells the hoop and the foul. And we're tied at 37 all after 3 quarters of play. Denson again gives Claxton the lead in the fourth. But Portal coming back behind the defense of Spells. He'd have 9 block shots in the game, including a volleyball spike there. And then on the offensive side, Coleman driving for 2 more. The left hand. Next, more from the freshman as he gets another. Portal by 2. Thomas later with the tough bank shot. Off the spin once again. Jackson able to follow his own miss and the foul. He'd have 14 points. And finally, it's Coleman with the hoop and one as Portal wins 55-50. Bulloch Academy wrapping up their home season, hosting Pinewood. Ladies first, second half. The Gators cruising. Leah Williford hits the baseline jumper. Next, it's Armani Cook going in for 2 of her 12 points in the game. And more from the Gators on the break. It's Williford going coast to coast for the layup. The Gator reserves getting plenty of PT as Briley Ray hits this one off the glass. Ray making the most of her playing time as she goes up for 2 more, and the Gators roll 48-17. To the boys' game we go. Picking things up in the first half, Ryan Swanson driving in to give the Gators the early lead. Next, it's Bo Spence driving coast to coast for the hoop and the foul. More from the Gators as Miller Pope powers up 2 in the paint here. Pinewood trying to hang around. Evan Belding for 2. But the Gators in command. Pope. Nice look to Chaz Collins for the hoop and 1. Next, Cam Harrison. He'll bury the 3-pointer. The Gators up by 13. Swanson then 3 of his 21 points in the game. Swanson then to Spence for the corner 3 ball. And finally, it's Swanson for 3 more as the Gators win 69-53. As we mentioned at the top of the show, Bulloch Academy will be traveling to Frederica coming up on Monday. Portal will be home against Screven County to wrap up the regular season. All right, stay with us. We'll head out to some signings that happened over at Southeast Bulloch coming up next.
No credit refused isn't just an offer, it's a way of business and has been for over 100 years. No banks, no ridiculous credit requirements, just local Badcock store owners who treat you right and give you credit when others won't. It's never been easier to express your style and love your home.
Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, providing primary care for Statesboro area patients since 1998, providing complete physicals, complete sports physicals, Medicare wellness exams, full diabetes treatment and education from lifestyle changes to oral medications to insulin pump therapy, in-house dermatology, in-house circulation tests and ultrasounds, and in-house labs. Featuring nurse practitioner Melissa Beasley, Family Internal Medicine of Statesboro can accommodate same-day or next-day appointments to serve your needs. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, where we care. Well, National Signing Day has always been the first Wednesday in February, but of course with the new early signing period, the Wednesday in the first week of February has not had the luster that it once did. We did have a couple of area football players that are going on to play on the next level at Southeast Bulloch. We had Waylon Knight and Jonah Jones both signing scholarships to play at the same university next year.
Well, I went and toured Reinhardt a couple of weeks ago, and I just felt like it was the right decision for me, and they ended up offering me, and I love the campus, and I love the team and the program, and I'm just really excited to be a part of it. I know they've only been around for 7 years, but they've already won 5 rings, so I'm excited to be a part of a successful program. They're a really good team. Waylon's a great teammate, and I'm glad that he's going to be up there with me. He'll be there supporting me, and I'll be there supporting him.
It's very exciting. I never thought I'd get here. Then Coach Davis came in, trained me up, then put me work in the weight room, believed in me. I became a good ball player, good leader. And Reinhardt, they text me every day, makes me feel like they want me there. And Reinhardt has a beautiful campus, nice team, good team, nice facilities, and it feels like home. And that's why I picked Reinhardt. Jonah, he's a great kid. Whenever he needs the help, he helps. He catch me a ride, and he's a good kicker too. So they got 2 ball players coming out to Reinhardt.
And that'll wrap things up for now. We thank you for joining us. Hope to see you again next week. Before we go, Georgia Southern was hosting a golf tournament, an individual golf tournament this past week. Unfortunately, the Eagles did not come out on top, but the Eagles currently ranked 11th nationally. We had a chance to talk with head coach Carter Collins about how the tournament went and what they expect from the Eagles this year.
I mean, any field is a good field right now with the craziness going on in college golf and around us. Definitely excited to have the tournament. The field fluctuated tremendously over the last 2 months we had as many as 60 individuals down to as little as 20, and then we kind of settled somewhere in between after all the dust settled. But definitely happy to have the field we did. Kansas State and having some big conference schools here. ETSU, one of the top teams of the program, we were able to put some guys in for us as well. So great field. The golf course held up even though the weather conditions were pretty severe. So we're very happy to get this tournament in. Just get asked about the Shinkle again. We're very, very much looking forward to that in March. Our first team event will be on Valentine's weekend out at the University of Florida at the Florida Gator Invitational, and then the following week we play at Florida State's event. And then we've got some new events on the schedule this year. We're going to Michigan State's event, which last year was at Colleton River, which we were lucky enough to win that one. They moved it over to Sea Island, so we'll be going down there. And then we're playing an Auburn Tiger Invitational, and then the Shinkle Invitational, and then the West Virginia Collegiate in early April. So we've got a very thick spring, but a great schedule. We're really looking forward to hitting the road.
You guys are ranked about as high as you've been in quite some time.
Yeah, we don't pay attention to the ranking. That's for other people to talk about. We focus on getting our job done every day, and the guys worked really hard during the winter. That's been evident during the qualifying scores since it came back in the spring. And what we will accomplish, I have no idea. All I hope for is we work our butt off and give it our best, and whatever happens after that will happen.
And that'll wrap things up for now. We thank you for joining us. Hope to see you again next week.